So what's 20 times 0.06? What we have over here? Correct. It's 1.2. And since we're multiplying 1.2 times 100, what will that give us? Right, it's going to give us 120. So our new equation number 2 is going to read 3m plus 15c equals 120. And our original equation number 1, m plus c equals 20. Okay? And these are the two equations that we're going to work with. So we have m plus c equals 20 as our first equation, 3m plus 15c equals 120 as our second equation. And now it's time for our favorite, some elimination. Do we see which coefficient we might want to multiply in this case? I don't think we're going to need to multiply two equations because as we can see in our first equation, we have 1's as the coefficient in front of both m and c. So let's choose a variable that we're going to solve and we're going to multiply equation 1. So I see here the coefficient in front of m is the smallest, it's a 3. So why don't we eliminate m first to solve for c? So what do we need to multiply number 1 by in order to get it to eliminate the m? Right. We're going to multiply the entire equation by 3 so that we can eliminate the m's. So our equation 1b is going to equal 3m plus 3c, and 20 times 3 is 60. Now we have our two equations we can eliminate. And are we going to subtract or add the equations? Right. We're going to subtract. How come? Well, we see in front of the 3's here are really these little invisible addition signs, positive signs. And when we have the same sign, so positive and positive, we're going to have to subtract. Just like if we had a negative and a negative. If the signs were opposite, we would add to give us 0, but here we have to subtract. So, positive 3m minus positive 3m cancels out to give us 0. And what's positive 15c minus positive 3c? Right. So that's going to give us positive 12c. And 120 minus 60 is just 60. So here we have a simple algebraic expression, 12c equals 60. And we know that since c is being multiplied by 12, to get rid of it, we have to divide by 12 on both sides. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Our 12's cancel out, leaving us with c equals 5. 60 divided by 12 is 5. And I always box my answer so I know what my variable equals. So we now have c equals 5. That's what we just solved for. And what was our c representative again? Our c represents the amount of liters of 15% cream that we have. So we know what our cream liter amount is. Now we have to find our milk liter amount. So our two original equations, m plus c equals 20 liters, and then our second equation was 3m plus 15c equals 120. So to me it looks easiest to sub our C into this first equation rather than multiplying it by 15. And I mean, if you really like algebra, you can of course substitute it into number 2. But I like taking the easy route. So I'm going to sub C equals 5 into equation 1. And what will that give us? M plus 5 equals 20. Therefore, M equals 15. So we have solved our variables. We found that C equals 5 and M equals 15. But what did our variables mean again? What if we go back to our first slide? We had M is the amount of liters of milk, and C is the number of liters of cream. So we solved our variables. So our therefore statement, therefore, you will need, I didn't do my little dot on my therefore. You will need what was our M? We needed 15 liters of 3% milk. Mixed with and what did our C equal? 5 liters of 15% cream to give 20 liters, what the question was asking, 20 liters of 6% cream. And there we have it. We solved our milk amount and our cream amount. And this was the final mixture that the question wanted us to have. Great work, grade 10s. Hope that helped.